The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different twists and turns, as well as revelations in this film by director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, by far, one of the more interesting points of Episode 9 is to see exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize the idea of using Kylo Ren as a dark side character, where he's completely in tune with the dark side of the Force and no longer in conflict for at least the first and second act of the film. Now, we also know that past characters will be a part of this story, such as Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Lando, Leia, you name it. And what's really exciting about all of this is that this really is the culmination of the Skywalker saga. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions and one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very exciting between both Kylo Ren and Darth Vader. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's describing a description of one of the sequences based in the second act of the film, where it's described that Kylo has learned a new ability called flow walking, which is said to be cherry-picked by Disney from the EU. It's described that one of the sequences involves Kylo Ren walking through of what's described to be a medical center, where he hears the screams of Anakin Skywalker in the distance. Kylo is said to be walking down a hallway where he eventually passes by one of the open doors that shows medical droids attaching Vader's limbs to his body, an altering scene taken directly from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's said that some parts of the iconic scene were reshot, where an unnamed actor was coated in makeup to mimic the Anakin burns on the table for new angles for Kylo Ren to see. It's said that this sequence brings Kylo to the moment Anakin literally becomes Darth Vader, where as Kylo passes, the environment around him begins to shift, where it now turns into complete darkness. The scene is described to be very much something from a horror film, where Kylo goes through dark moments of not only Darth Vader, but also for himself. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, in case you guys have no idea what flow walking really is, it's basically time travel, except where the individual is not able to change time. He's not able to change exactly what happens throughout history. So this is something that Jacen Solo did in the EU, which was the Legends version of Kylo Ren, which was the non-canon version of Han Solo's son. And what's interesting about this is that you can really see that J.J. Abrams loves to insert his take on time travel, right? Almost every single project that he has been attached to includes some level of time travel, whether it be Fringe or Lost or even other projects out there that he has worked on. A lot of it has to do with time travel or, alternate realities and stuff around those lines. And that's exactly what JJ is toying with here in Episode 9. So I want to go over this sequence in particular where Kylo Ren comes across the moment in which Anakin Skywalker is literally becoming Darth Vader, where he's getting suited up on the medical table by the medical droids. Now, this is said to be taken directly from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where some of the angles were reshot for new angles to be established in the scene that Kylo Ren will witness, where the whole entire sequence eventually transitions to total darkness. Now, this scene is best described as a sequence that is something straight out of a horror movie being implemented into Episode 9. And I don't know about you guys, but this somewhat mimics of what Rey went through in The Force Awakens, where she was going in the basement of Maz Kanata's castle. She hears the screams of her younger self. You can see the parallels here. You absolutely can. Where she eventually touches the Skywalker saber and goes through all of these different visions and witnesses Luke Skywalker's life as he's kneeling down near the burning Jedi Temple. But I digress. This is literally Kylo Ren's parallel of what Rey went through, except he is now seeing dark moments of the past related to Darth Vader and, of course, himself. So what I like about this, though, is that it really does add up with what we actually brought up a couple of months ago, that Disney and Lucasfilm planned to make The Rise of Skywalker the darkest Star Wars movie in history, even darker than that of Revenge of the Sith, which to me is going to be very hard to top, because Revenge of the Sith had a lot of dark moments that I feel are going to remain pretty much untouchable, right? Nothing can really top that in a Star Wars movie. Anakin Skywalker burning, getting his limbs cut off, getting his legs put back together and his arms put back together again by mechanics. I mean, it's a really dark movie, and the fact that they're trying to make this movie darker than that of Revenge of the Sith, I think is going to be a huge challenge for sure, so I'll have to wait and see exactly how it all turns out to be on the big screen. So nonetheless, guys, I like how they're really trying their very best in order to implement a lot of aspects of the prequels and the originals, and how that's going to be used as a way to challenge our characters of Kylo and Rey, and exactly where that's going to lead them into the story. And like I always say, JJ, he's very open-minded about the Star Wars franchise. He's really trying to do something very different in order to make this the best film of the sequel trilogy. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.